Today I'm making lamb lasagna. It's a lot of effort, but it is worth it. This recipe is for 6 to 8 servings. First, make the fillings. In a pan over medium heat, add 30 ml of cooking oil, 30 grams of garlic, minced, and 130 grams of yellow onion diced. Stir until the onion has softened and their fragrance has been released. This takes about 3 minutes. Alright, the garlic and onions are very aromatic now. Add 600 grams of minced red meat. Stir to spread them a little. While lasagna is usually made with beef, I use frozen lamb which was left over from Christmas last year. Add 14 grams of rosemary and 4 bay leaves. Cook the meat, continuously flipping for about 3 minutes. This breaks any crumbs of minced meat. Continue to cook until the surface has turned slightly gray. After 3 minutes, the meat surface has changed color. Add 100 grams of carrot, diced, 100 grams of button mushroom, diced, quarter tablespoon of salt, half teaspoon of nutmeg powder, and 1/16 teaspoon of pepper. Stir to evenly distribute the seasoning and ingredients for about 1 minute. After 1 minute, the seasoning and ingredients are well combined and the meat is getting cooked. Add 7 heaped full tablespoon tomato paste and stir until combined. The fragrance of the lamb and seasoning are really coming out. Alright, it's looking good now. Add 2 cans of chopped tomatoes and stir until just combined. Pour 500 ml of chicken stock and give it a slight stir. Cover the pot and let it simmer for 1 hour. Make sure to stir the filling often so that it cooks evenly. After about 40 minutes, the liquid has reduced slightly and the filling is getting dry. Pour 300 ml of chicken stock and stir until combined. Cover and let it continue simmering for about 20 minutes. After 20 minutes, the filling is boiling vigorously. The minced meat should be soft and tender now. Give it a taste. It is rich and delicious, but I find it needs quarter tablespoon of salt. You can adjust as preferred. Stir until well combined. Switch off the heat. With a pair of clean tongs, remove the rosemary stem and bay leaves. Stir to make sure all of them have been removed. Add 130 grams of frozen green peas and stir until combined. This keeps the vibrant green color in our lasagna later. The filling's consistency should be thick, not thin and watery. Cover the pot and let it rest while we prepare the sheets. Prepare a pot of boiling water. Take out 500 grams of dry lasagna sheets. And soak them in a heat-proof bowl for 8 minutes. While waiting, chop 50 grams of parsley very finely. And set aside. Alright, the sheets are done. Place them in a tray without overlapping on the first layer. Then drizzle some olive oil on the top, spreading it to cover the sheet as much as possible. The oil reduces it from sticking to each other once dry. Doing this makes each lasagna layer soft and chewy later. If they have stuck, separate them under running water. Add the second layer of the sheets, spreading the dash of olive oil. Drizzle some olive oil over the last layer. We are leaving the lasagna sheets aside. Now let's prepare the cheese layer. In a non-stick pan over medium heat, melt 40 grams of butter. This takes about 1 minute for cold butter. When it's boiling slightly, add 1 tablespoon of tapioca flour. This thickens the gravy very well. Once the butter mixture has boiled slightly, add 600 ml of milk. Stir the mixture gently. Add 1/16 teaspoon of pepper. Stir vigorously to cook it for about 1 minute. Then add about 150 grams of mozzarella cheese. Stir and melt the cheese for about 1 minute. Add another 50 grams of mozzarella. Melt it in the sauce. After another minute, all the cheese has melted perfectly and has started to boil. However, the sauce is too thin. The flour that was added in the beginning wasn't enough. Add tapioca flour slurry, which is half tablespoon of tapioca flour with 2 tablespoons of water. Mix vigorously and the cheese mixture should thicken up almost immediately. I will add the final amount of the ingredients in the recipe on my website. Alright, the consistency is quite thick now. It is perfect. Transfer to a heat-proof bowl and set aside. Now it's time to assemble. Preheat the oven to 160 degrees Celsius or 320 degrees Fahrenheit. Drizzle and brush the side of the casserole or deep tray with olive oil. Add the filling to cover the base of the casserole. I made this one about 1 cm in height. Then layer with the dry sheets and pat down gently. Layer about 1 cm of filling, spreading it evenly. Then add about half centimeter of cheese sauce. It should be a thin layer, so the lasagna will not be too rich. Sprinkle the chopped parsley all over. Cover the sauce with 1 layer of lasagna sheets. And repeat with 1 cm of filling. half centimeter of cheese sauce, and a sprinkling of parsley. As this is a last layer, sprinkle 30 grams of mozzarella over the filling. Cover it with the sauce. Before sprinkling about 50 grams of Parmesan cheese and some parsley. Set it aside. As I still have some filling, cream and cheese left, I will repeat the process with another tray. There is no more filling left, so I just adding one sheet over it, pour the rest of the cream over the cheese, spreading it evenly. Sprinkle the rest of the mozzarella, some Parmesan cheese and some parsley. Bake both trays at 160 degrees Celsius for about 45 minutes. After 45 minutes, remove from the oven. Sprinkle the rest of Parmesan cheese and parsley over both lasagna and serve. Let's eat! So smooth and creamy, the pasta sheet is soft and chewy, while the lamb filling is tomatoey and cheesy. This is Home Cooking with Somjit. Thank you and bye-bye!